Good morning. February is dedicated as Black History Month, honoring the triumphs and struggles of African Americans throughout every aspect of American history, including the Civil Rights Movement, artistic, cultural, and political achievements. We're all familiar with the well-known Black history figures, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, and Harriet Tubman. However, there are less known African Americans whose contributions helped shape society as we know it today. For example, Garrett A. Morgan, an African American inventor, businessman, and community leader who invented the 3-light traffic signal. Marie Van Brittan, a nurse who invented the home security system. Mark Dean, who invented the first color PC monitor. Fannie Lou Hamer, who grew up in poverty in my home state of Mississippi to become one of the most important, passionate, and powerful voices of the civil rights and voting movement, and a leader in the efforts for greater economic opportunities for African Americans. There were times she was arrested and brutally beaten during those efforts, leaving her with lifelong injuries, yet she persisted. Major Willie Evers, a World War II veteran who became the first state field secretary of the NAACP in Mississippi. He fought injustices in many forms, such as how state and local legal systems handle crimes against African Americans. His efforts made him a target for those who oppose racial equality and desegregation. He was assassinated on his porch in 1963. Those were just a few influential people who selflessly helped pave the way and build the very platform on which African Americans are able to stand today. Dr. King, Thurgood Marshall, W.E.B. Du Bois, Jackie Robinson, Sojourner Truth, Ida B. Wells, and Shirley Chisholm were all pioneers and trailblazers of history. However, Black history isn't just about the famous people I just named. No, it's far more than that. Black history is my mother who went back to school after starting a family while working 2 jobs and still graduating with honors, becoming the first in the family to earn a college degree. Black history is Sergeant Kane's grandparents, Queen and Louis Yancey, who successfully opened a furniture store in Pine Bluff, Arkansas in 1945. A time when Jim Crow laws and segregation were in full effect. Also, his mother, Cynthia Yancey, was among the first group of African Americans to attend a desegregated school in Little Rock, Arkansas. Black history is Staff Sergeant Francis Malika, who is the first in his family to immigrate from Kenya and join the U.S. Army. Black history is Captain Shearer's cousin, who was a Tuskegee Airman pilot. Black history is Captain Tatriana Grant, who is the first military officer in her family. Black history is Sergeant Major Ricky Jackson, who is currently pursuing a PhD in behavioral health management and will be the first in his family to obtain a degree of such high caliber. That is Black history. For me, Black history is a time of reflection, a time of rejoicing, a time of pride. It's a time where I look back throughout history at the triumphs as well as the hardships of African Americans and ask myself, would I have made it through the things that they endured? What if it were me who was limited to a certain neighborhood, a certain MOS, a certain water fountain, a certain side of the street? I ask, what if it were me whose son had to walk home from school without being able to say so much as good afternoon to someone of the opposite race? What if it were me who was made to feel inferior or subhuman because of the color of my skin, something I have no control of? Or made to feel bad because of the unique features that make me who I am, like my full nose and lips, or hair that defies gravity? I also ask, what is it that I, Danielle, can do to help carry out the plans those before me laid the groundwork for? How can we ensure their legacies live on? The answer to the last question is simple. Be the change you want to see and encourage others to do the same. Set goals and make plans to accomplish those goals, and then carry out those plans. Don't give up and don't settle. As I prepare to close, I would like to take the time to express my gratitude for those African Americans who were on the forefront of the fight for equality, those who not so long ago put their lives in danger so that I can stand in this very room at this very podium on 27 February 2020, proud and embracing the skin that I am in, and share with all of you Black history. I don't take it for granted, and I do not take it lightly. Because we are knowledgeable of the past, we can make a difference now and in the future. I would also like to thank each of you for taking time out of your day to listen. I encourage you to dream like Dr. King, lead like Harriet Tubman, think like Marcus Garvey, write like Maya Angelou, build like Madam C.J. Walker, speak like Frederick Douglass, educate like W.E.B. Du Bois, believe like Thurgood Marshall, and challenge like Rosa Parks. Black history, bright future. Thank you.